So I guess this story starts in August of 2004 when I came to Barcelona. And I came here originally to study. I did my MBA. I came to Barcelona with one duffel bag of clothes and slept on my friend's couch. And then we looked for a flat. And that was sort of the beginning. Like a lot of people, I fell head over heels in love with the city and I wanted to stay here. And after my program, I sort of found a job and I was able to stay. And then after about a couple of years, it was sort of like this critical moment where either I had to go home back to Canada and get like a more serious job, or stay here, risk it all, and start something myself that I believed in. And so in the end, that was a real estate company because I was always interested in real estate. I knew that you could make a commission, and I really wanted to help people like myself, expats, foreigners, because I had come here and sort of fallen into traps and gotten scammed and whatever, and so many foreigners came to Barcelona that's what I wanted to do. That was sort of the niche that I was going after. And so we started very slowly. I started in rentals because I started SuiteLife in 2007. So it was probably historically the worst time to start a real estate company in the history of Spain, because in 2008 we had the global financial crisis, the Spanish housing crisis, and basically the whole sales market disappeared, went up in smoke. But luckily, because Barcelona is so special, there was still demand for rentals, and for years we just did rentals, and we got really good at it. We grew our portfolio. Today we have over 2,000 properties in our portfolio, so we're constantly renting flats, and over 15 years that's literally thousands of operations. And that's always something that later helped us a lot with our clients who were buying, because having such a good perspective on the rental market was very valuable to them. If they were buying an income property, then we could tell them not only what areas or how much something could go for on the open market, but especially like specific characteristics of properties that made them inherently more or less valuable, that they simply wouldn't have any idea, but we did because we had the experience. So around 2014, I'd say 2013 was like the bottom of the market. In 2014, the sales market started coming back little by little, and we got into sales, and it was great because it was something new. And we started selling flats, which we really loved to do. And that was going well, and the market kept coming up, and we were selling a lot of flats. And then at a point, I'd say in 2018, like maybe a year before sort of COVID came around, I sort of had this like eureka moment. So I believe it was because we had a client approach us and say, Benny, I want to buy, but I haven't found any listings that you have that suit me, and I sort of feel like I need a little bit more help. And would you work as our buyer's agent and sort of take us through the process? And we said, yeah. And that was the beginning. It sort of occurred to me in that moment that the market here, especially for our type of client, was vastly different from what they were used to in their country. So a very quick example, but really important, is that in most mature markets, there's always two agents on either side. There's the buyer's agent and the seller's agent. And here in Spain, there's one agent, the listing agent. And so what happens is these people get into a deal and they find themselves in a negotiation with one intermediary, but this person is working for and being paid by the vendor. So it's like the biggest conflict of interest ever. And that sort of sunk in. And we said, how can we help these people? And the answer was that we wanted to work as a buyer's agent, or here they call them real estate personal shoppers. And so we started offering that service where we took the client under our wing, and took them from point A to point Z through the entire process, helping facilitate it and helping them mitigate risk and not get taken advantage of, and making sure that they were, number one, finding the best property, the most ideal property for themselves. Number two, saving lots of time and energy, and probably most importantly, doing a lot of diligence and making sure that they weren't making costly mistakes, or that they weren't going to have future costly surprises. And I've found that throughout my 16-year career that is the thing that's brought me the most joy, the thing that we're most passionate about, the thing that we love to do the most. We just get a really, I don't know, it's just a really great feeling to help somebody achieve their dream of moving to this beautiful city, and making sure that they do it in a way that's not only safe and the most effective and at the best price, but in a way that's also fun and enjoyable for them, because the market here is like the Wild West, and it's very frustrating. If you're going it alone, you don't speak the language, and maybe you don't know what it's like here, you're not going to have a lot of fun. It's really tough. And what we do is we made that process fun for them. It's sort of like shopping with a friend who also happened to be a ruthless, expert, working only on their behalf and in their interests. So that's where we find ourselves today. And that's a part of the business, although we do everything, that we're actively growing every month and every year. And yeah, shit, I blanked.
No,
I know there needs to be more, but we'll just cut it
I
in.
knew that. And what you're gonna do now is that you're gonna, I don't know, man. It might be weird because you did the whole thing in one take,
I know.
and then we have to cut it at the end.
Well, I can jump it throughout.
Okay, maybe it's better if it's
So
not
whenever I
like that.
have like a long like breath or pause, I'll just cut it, and then
Okay.
there'll be more cuts in it.
Okay, so what I want you to how I want you to close is very relaxed, as you just did everything. Just said if you came